Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So, I'm going to react to another fan-made Thomas story adapted by Lego Ranger 1, which is quite surprising given the fact that he said he would stop making Thomas reaction videos, but guess he can't get away from them. And this one is an adaptation of the story Snow Problem by Kyle Graham. I've not heard of Kyle Graham before in the Thomas fandom, so I guess he's probably one of the newest writers to come on. The last story I reacted to from Lego Ranger 1 was the Henrietta story. It was, once you matched that out, had up on top right corner of your screen. And yeah, this is a slightly longer video. It is at 10 minutes. It is. Normally they're just over 6 minutes, they are, these videos, but this one's over 10 minutes long. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this one. It's an Emily story as well. So wasn't expecting for him to do an adapt an Emily related story, but here we are. Then this is also narrated by a user called @PD James. I've never heard PD James' narration before, so this should all be new to me. Link for I'm reacting to the description down below as always. Without further ado, let's go and get straight into this. It's nice to actually react to a Thomas Train story rather than an audio story. But I've been doing a lot of them lately. Thomas and Friends. Oh, so a few graphics changed. Snow Problem. @PD James. Okay. Let's see what story adaptation CJ's cooked up this time.
Winter has just arrived on the island of Sodor. Snow has covered the fields and railway lines. All of the engines were hard at work, except for Thomas. He had gotten himself into an accident, and now had to go to the works to be mended.
Oh dear.
While Thomas was away, the Fat Controller asked Emily to help out to work on Thomas's branch. Emily didn't mind the extra work, and was glad to be helping out her friend Thomas. She had already knew Percy, and soon made good friends with Toby, Mavis, Bertie, and Terrence.
That's good to know.
But there was one engine that Emily had trouble getting along with, and
Daisy?
that's Daisy, the diesel rail car.
Called it as soon as they said one engine that she didn't get along. I knew that would be Daisy. Wow, just like that. Just
that Emily had trouble getting along with, and that's Daisy, the diesel rail car.
Hold on, let me see what station.
But there was one engine that Emily had trouble getting along
that's
with,
probably down
and that's
the branch
Daisy,
line.
the diesel rail car. One day, Emily was pulling the passengers with Annie and Clarabelle, and she passed Daisy, who was resting on a siding and was not amused. "Slow down," she called out. "Your passengers don't like being bounced around like peas in a frying pan." This made Emily cross. "I'm not even going that fast," she grumbled to herself. Next, Daisy saw Emily waiting at a signal. As she was waiting, Emily was talking to some children on the bridge.
Wow. So this is supposed to be a classic series style of Thomas Emily and the Snowplow.
"Talking to children is nothing but a waste of time, and will only cause you to be late." "But I'm never late," said Emily crossly. "I'm allowed to talk to anyone if I please, and I don't respect that attitude of yours." "Attitude?" snapped Daisy.
Ooh.
"I'll have you know that I'm a hard-working engine, and I expect others to do the same as me." "Oh, really?" explained Emily. "Says the one who doesn't like to pull trucks and is scared of cows." Before Daisy could react, the signal went down, and it was time for Emily to leave. "Well, darling, I say you do better get going, or else you'll be the one late," smirked Daisy as she rolled away, leaving Emily very annoyed. Later, Emily met Percy and Toby at the sheds and told them about Daisy. "I'm so sorry about Daisy," said Percy sadly. "She can be like that most of the time."
Yeah.
"She's full of herself," added Toby. "Sometimes often Bossy can lead herself into trouble." "Well, for one thing," retorted Emily, "I'm never listening to her or talking to that Daisy ever again." Percy and Toby gasped.
Ooh.
"Are you sure about this?" "Positive," remarked Emily. "So there." And she backed down to the sheds and went to sleep. Early the next morning, the station master came to see them. "There's a huge snowstorm coming," he said. "The Fat Controller wants all the engines to be fitted with snowplows." "Hang on. Where's Daisy?" asked Percy. "Her driver came in early this morning, and I guess they must have left already." "Bother," said the station master. "She needs to know the news." Then he turned to Emily. "Could you go and give Daisy her instructions?" asked the station master. Even though Emily did say she was not going to speak or listen to Daisy again, she also didn't want to disappoint the Fat Controller. "Of course I will," replied Emily. "I'll go find Daisy right away." "But first we need to get your snowplow fitted first," said her driver. With that, Emily puffed away to the work sheds. Meanwhile, Daisy was waiting at the station for Gordon with the express as he was running late. "I don't see why the other engines think snow is horrible," she said to herself. "I think it's pretty little white spots falling from the sky and trees, and fields covered in flakes. It looks wonderful. In fact, I think I can handle this weather." Just then, Gordon finally pulled in with the express.
Oh, so it's like Thomas, Emily, and the snowplow and Snow Problem for Daisy combined to one story together. That's what I'm seeing right here.
"I see you had a little problem on your journey," boasted Daisy. "But I think I can handle the snow just as fine." "Good for you," grunted Gordon. "But I'm late, so I can't chat today." And with that, Gordon puffed quickly away just as Emily arrived. "Oh, it's you," grumbled Daisy. "I just wanted to inform you," said Emily, "that the station master would like you to go and get your snowplow fitted because there's a huge—" "Me? Wearing a huge snowplow?
Oh, Daisy doesn't want that.
Those awful things are bad for my buffers and swerves." "But this is important," chuffed Emily. "There's a big snowstorm coming, and we have to be fitted with our—" "Listen here, Emily. You don't tell me how to do my job. I tell you what you need to do, and I expect you to follow, and I will not repeat. I will not wear those awful things on my buffers." Before she could retort, the guard blew his whistle, and Daisy rolled away. Emily was most upset. "Oh, the nerves on that rail car," she said crossly. "She'll be in trouble soon," sighed Emily's driver. And he was right.
Yeah.
As Daisy rolled along the line, dark clouds flooded and heavy snow fell to the ground. Daisy's driver was having trouble and couldn't see anything. "Talk about Jack Frost blowing here," he said. Then there was trouble. As Daisy turned a corner, her driver applied the brakes. When they stopped, snow was blocking the line. "Oh, come on," complained Daisy. "Let's keep moving. We can't let the passengers be late." "There's no way getting through this way," said her driver.
I thought she was going to try
"We'll
and
have to go
charge
back
through
to
it.
the station if we're lucky," called the passengers. But it was too late. As Daisy reversed back, snow had already covered the track and she couldn't stop in time. Daisy plowed her way through the snow and was stuck. "Help!" cried Daisy. "I can't breathe!" "Your air tubes must have been clogged up," said the driver. The driver tried to clear the snow out of the tubes, but the snow just kept on falling. The guard went to find a telephone to call for help. Emily was in the yard when she heard the news. "I warned her," she fumed. "She can just stay there and freeze until her engine goes." "Don't be like that," scolded her driver.
Like that, Emily.
"Think about the passengers stranded and shivering out in the cold. And what would the Fat Controller say if you don't help out?" Emily knew her driver was right, and was sorry at once. With that, she puffed away to the rescue.
I think this would make a good hit error style story. It would.
Meanwhile, as the snow continued to fall, Daisy began to shiver along with the rest of the passengers. "I hope someone comes soon." "Don't worry there, girl," said her driver. "I'm sure help will come soon." It snowed and it snowed. Daisy was almost buried until she heard a familiar buzzing.
Harold the helicopter!
Up in the sky was Harold the helicopter, busy dropping hot drinks for the cold passengers. Once the passengers were warmed up, Harold lifted them one by one into him, using something called a recliner chair.
A recliner chair?
"I wish I could stay, but I have to get these people home," called Harold, and he buzzed away. "Wait! Don't leave me here!" called Daisy beneath the snow. But Harold was already gone and couldn't help Daisy.
He can't help you.
Until she heard a whistle plowing through the snow. with her snowplow was Emily. Having trouble, Daisy? Teased Emily. I'm surprised. I told you I don't need a snowplow. Because of you, I'm stuck and it's your fault. My fault, said Emily crossly. I tried to warn you, and you should have said sorry for being rude and bossing me about. Oh, I am sorry. Sorry you didn't listen to me. You're the only one not listening to me. That's enough, Emily, said her driver. Now come on, we better get her out. It wasn't long until Emily plowed the snowdrift fiercely. Once the tracks were cleared, Emily pulled Daisy on to the top station. When they arrived, the pack controller was waiting at the cross. You should have learned to listen, scolded the fat controller to Daisy. When I give orders, I expect them to be passed on and orders obeyed. I was even told by Toby that your rudeness to Emily. She proved today that she was very reliable and hardworking. Daisy looked at her buffers in shame. Once you're fitted with your snowplow, Percy will be looking after your passengers. Will you help with plowing the branch line until all the lines are cleared? Do I make myself clear?
So Daisy off
Yes,
passenger
sir.
duties.
Sorry, sir, Daisy said sadly.
There's Daisy
At the
with a
workshed,
snowplow.
Daisy was soon fitted with her snowplow, just as Emily pulled up beside her. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, darling, said Daisy. I guess I was just being too bossy and full of myself.
Quite big.
That's all right. Not every engine is perfect, and the next time you want to stay out of trouble, then you should just do as you're told. Daisy could only manage a little laugh. Which, I like to ask, do you think snow is pretty now? Daisy pretended she didn't hear.
She didn't want to answer that. And that's it. So, based on the original stories written by... Yeah, just like that. So this was basically Snow Problem for Daisy and Thomas Emily and the Snowplow combined into one big story called Snow Problem right there with Daisy. So basically we have Daisy taking Thomas's role, as you can see right there, and obviously adaptation elements with what was I going to say, with the Railway series story Snow Problem for Daisy. So yeah, I actually think this would make quite a good hit era style story, whereas given the fact that Daisy did appear in Calling All Engines, would have made for a good Series 8 story, maybe in the place of Thomas, Emily and the Snowplow, which you could have called Emily, Daisy and the Snow Problem. That's what I would have called it. But yeah, seeing Daisy with a big snowplow, wow. That is actually quite funny, it is right there. And the fact you didn't even see Daisy's mouth during her last reaction right there, just made it even funnier. Made it even funnier, it did. I'll give the female PD James, Papa PD James, credit for her good narration. It's always refreshing to have a female Thomas narrator, it is. Yeah, and like I said, the fact this was a combination of two stories, it was a Railway series story and a hit era story, made quite a good story in them. Good product it did, so yeah. I knew it sounded familiar at the start, but as I went along, I realised it was a bit like Thomas Emily and the Snowplow and Snow Problem for Daisy combined together, it was, so yeah, Carl Graham, you did a pretty good job with it. You do want to see my previous Thomas reactions and audio story or trans adaptation. I'll have a playlist up in the top right corner of the screen right now. Really enjoyed the story, and yeah, can't wait for this weekend's audio stories by Kiefer Adams. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the story I reacted to. Also know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Links to both of them will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, and never to get notified. For upload new videos, on my post in the community tab. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!